Hello and welcome back to the Age Domain Tuesday. How's everybody? How are you, Adam?
I'm doing good, thank you. Change of scenery for me in the background, yeah. Moved into our temporary accommodation while our house has been renovated. So we got to move out for 6 months. So we are here for the next 2 months, and unfortunately doesn't have a spare room for a desk. So I'm working from the kitchen for the next 2 months, which is a good thing because Jess works from home for a couple of days and makes lots of cakes, but that's a bad thing for my waistline. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. You need to you go to Spain for 2 months after this, so you need to keep trim, right? You're gonna be on the beach.
No. I'm gonna go to the gym tonight. I've said as soon as we move into this new place, I've got 2 months to get into shape for Spain, and I was gonna go yesterday, but then the excuses started already. So I need to go tonight. Otherwise, it's gonna be a week in and then 2 weeks. So I'm going tonight. Hold me accountable for it.
Yeah. Well, you need to work. Maybe just stay static. The cake will make you go up, and then the gym will make you go down, and you just stay as you are.
Yeah, I hope not.
It's really bigger. I'm all right. Yeah. Yeah, it's been nice weather again, I suppose. Oh God, I'm trying to remember what we did the weekend. You probably remember what I did the weekend more than I will. I can't even remember. Oh no, we had the awards, didn't we?
We did. We had the awards ceremony.
The awards, yeah. So we got nominated for startup awards. There's like different. If you don't know the startup awards based in the UK, there's like 15, 20 regions around the UK. One of them is Wales, and we were nominated for a couple of categories for the startup awards in Wales, and we won one of them. So we're pretty happy about that.
I need to go and get a plaque and get it on show in the background.
Oh, that's true. Actually, yeah, you do.
Yeah. When you're doing your domain, I'll run upstairs and get it if I can find it amongst. Well, maybe not, because I honestly don't even know where it is amongst all the stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be lost with the newspaper shop builders t-shirts, right? I should have taken it and I could have put it on the shelf. Yeah, exactly. Mark
was celebrating hard towards the end
before
of the night.
We'd even won it.
all you could talk about was you wanting your kebab, and then you was very disappointed when you got your kebab and they forgot to put the meat in. You just had a chip sandwich kind of thing.
Just chips in pita. I don't know how they managed to get that, but anyway, yeah, no, it's good. It was it was good. No, we managed to take 11 of our team to the awards as well. 10. Yeah, it was great. It was good to meet up in person, and it was all nice to be able to get up on the stage and collect an award as well. So,
yeah. Although then I booked in a full day of tattooing on the Friday, the next day, which wasn't the best idea. Turning up to have my leg tattooed on, drunk, hungover, and feeling fragile.
No, that was not wise. But yeah. Cool. Okay, so who we got here today so far? We got Carly, we got Brian, we got Adrian, we got Chris, we got Robin, we got Tim, we got Daniel, we got Paul, we got Mr. Twister. I don't remember Mr. Twister from before. Welcome if it's your first time, Mr. Twister. Sandbags, Toth. We got, I think that's about it. And Kit as well from LinkedIn. Nice. So today's show is going to be kind of the theme going forward, unless we kind of come up with some new ideas. And if you've got got some ideas, then let us know. But we're going to do a couple of age domain teardowns, which are always very popular. And then we have a guest on the show. Margaret is our guest this week, and we'll be talking about her journey so far with building content sites. And I know that we were just speaking just beforehand, so I know she's got 3 sites at the moment. So it'd be interesting to hear a little bit about when she got started and how things are going. So that's the plan for the show. Before we get started, though, as always, if you're new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe. The more people get signed up to the channel, the more people come on the streams and the more fun it becomes. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and we'd appreciate it. One other thing to mention as well is we ran a Building Empires event, which is basically an online event for anybody looking to build content sites and make money online. We ran that in June, the first one, and we're running the second one now in January, February next year. You can go to building.empires.live. You can go and check out the replays of all the previous events talks, of which we had a whole bunch of great speakers. So go and check that out. And also you can register now, nice and early, for next year's event too. And we also have coupons for watchers of the show. So anybody who is interested in using Niche Website Builder services, check out the link in the description for the latest deals. Okay. Oh yes, of course. And last but not least, we give away merch at the end of each show, providing we get enough likes on the stream. So we've got hats, mugs, t-shirts. So yeah, if you're interested in getting some merch, make sure to like the stream so we get to 35 likes, and then we'll do the draw at the end.
Do you ever wear that hat out, Mark, or just stay
no, there? Just sits there.
Okay. just for show purposes.
Your t-shirts and your awards.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Cool. Okay. So what do you want to do? Do you want to go first, or shall I?
You'll go first. I went first last time.
All right. So today, the first age domain we're going to talk about is, I've been saying Rylux in my head all day, but I think it's Rylux. So Rylux.com, which is historically a domain, a carpet-based domain. It was previously a store, carpet store. I will just go ahead and kind of share my screen, and then I'll take you through those. But it's DR37. It's got some pretty decent links in there, which I'll take you through in just a sec. If I can actually find my page. There you go. And we've got a competitor there. Not the greatest domain name, a bit exact match, but bestcordlessvacuumguide.com. It's DR30. It's getting 96,000 in traffic, and we'll kind of dig into that a little bit as well. But DR37 and a 22-year-old domain is Rylux, so it's pretty. Yeah, it's been around for a while. Okay.
I was literally just trying to do what 2022 minus 22 was to figure out what age that was, but that's actually really easy. It's 2020. 2000.
Yeah, it's probably about the easiest one you can do. Yeah. Okay, so oh yeah, I always forget to mention, so I just try and remember to do this. All of the domains we mentioned here are available on our website. You can buy them kind of ready to go with a site build and content packages, as well as kind of the age domain itself. So if you're interested, go and check it out in the age domain inventory section of our website. So Rylux, it's a DR36. It must have gone down since we originally looked at it, I think, by one. It's DR36. Historical traffic, as far back as Ahrefs goes, which isn't too far. It's not huge, but it had some traffic. I should go to the Wayback Machine first, because that kind of makes more sense, I think. So yeah, so you can see they were a carpet brand, Rylux carpets. The taking a look through Wayback Machine, it's always been this. It hasn't switched between different sites or different owners at any time for the whole 22 years. It was always the same owner, and it's just the design of the website changed a little bit over time. But what was this? What year was this one? But yeah, essentially, these are the 3 designs over the period. I've spared you the other 22 years in between because they all basically look the same. Yeah, so it's just a standard kind of carpet and rug company. If we take a look at the anchors, you can see that they're all kind of branded anchors, which we always mention we kind of would like to see, or predominantly branded anchors. So that's nice to see there. And as we take a look down, there's nothing untoward that we wouldn't expect to see as part, as part of this site, because they're very kind of natural anchors there. We take a look at the links. The vast majority of the links come into the homepage. Very little elsewhere, to the point where actually we probably wouldn't even bother looking to recreate any of the pages. As Adam describes it, cleanup. Very little cleanup to do here. I suppose it fits in with the carpet theme. So very little to clean up on the carpet. Yeah, it's just all homepage links basically. So you're all good there. All right. So I've got like a couple of competitors to kind of highlight there, and kind of some angles to take. So one of the most obvious ones is like Cleaner Talk, which at the moment they have 30k in traffic. They're only a DR6, so very low DR, decent traffic. You can see they're going in the right direction, and in fact, you can see they took a small hit there on the Google update, and then they've bounced back hugely kind of since then. So I don't know if I can, you can't even really see it in that view very easily, but yeah, they took a minor bump and then kind of went up. So many sites we've seen at least take some sort of either gone up or gone down or something. It's just amazing how many in the blogging space have been hit actually. So yeah, I'm still digging into doing some analysis on that, which I hope I can share with you at some point. Also, yeah, so if I take a look at the top pages on this site, what I haven't done is this, which I normally say in advance. Just go through that. This is just to get rid of any pages that aren't real pages in the results, so we can see how many pages we're really dealing with. So 301 pages on this site. So not a bad result in terms of traffic. A lot of this is well, it's a mixture of. So I guess what we've done here is there's very little kind of content in terms of purely about carpets itself, apart from a lot of the stuff to do with cleaning carpets. So you could easily start, you could do a lot of articles which are related to how to clean X from a carpet, which I think I've got some examples of. But this, you can see there's a lot of they've got a lot of best of guides here, which you can kind of start using affiliate with, but also how to clean Shark vacuum cleaners, why Roomba side brush not spinning. So we've got a mix of informational and affiliate content, but also some kind of versus side by side kind of content here as well. So yeah, you can see quite a nice spread there of the traffic across these individual pages as well. So that site's kind of doing pretty well. It's a reasonably new site and has decent traffic, especially given the authority of the domain. That's one angle that we can kind of take there. This one's on a similar similar angle, I guess, and this is the one that I mentioned earlier. Best cordless vacuum guide. We take a look here. You can see it's a DR30. So this is, as I mentioned, it's kind of lower than the authority of the one we're working with. But, it's been bumbling along over time, but then recently it's doing really well. So it's 110K. According to Ahrefs, we know that's generally lower than what it really is. So it's doing pretty good. If I take a look at the top pages again here. I'll tell you what I forgot to show was the referring domains on the domain. So I'll go back to that in a sec. So yeah, 509 pages, and it's kind of similar to what we just saw on the other site. So a lot of verses, a lot of affiliate content, individual reviews here. I think these guys are these the ones? No, they're not. Okay, we'll come to that in a minute. But yeah, I think these guys have a mixture. Let me just check. Yes, they've got some how-tos as well here, as well. Before I go on to the next ones, what I'll do is quickly bring up the backlink profile, which I forgot to do. So yeah, you can see like a carpet on there. So there's a decor site here, 84, Crunchbase 90, 10 times at 78, ideal home, site price. So we've got a few decent domains in there. I haven't kind of looked properly through these, but yeah, we can see some specific like carpet and interior design kind of domains in here too, which is good to see. So yeah, going back to this one. So I guess once there's plenty of content to do in the vacuum cleaner space specifically, and plenty of content to do regarding like cleaning of carpets and that kind of thing. But then there's no reason why you can't kind of branch out. So this is kind of talking about cleaning beyond the carpet, I guess. There's a lot of cleaning articles on this site. So I'll go into there. This site's doing really well. It's got 167,000. It's pretty quite a lot stronger than the site that we have in terms of the DR. So it's a 37 that we're working with, or 36 was that, and it goes. This one's a 58, but it's not insurmountable. We've already gotten a fair way along that road. Wouldn't be beyond the wildest dreams to be able to get to a 58, over the next sort of year or two, depending on how aggressive you are with the link building. But yeah, you can see this is another site I kind of wanted to kind of highlight as well. I've got a mixture here, but this site, really did take off during the update. So this is kind of another one of an example of one that did well following the May 2022 update. So this one's talking there is a lot of articles about different stuff. So it's not just about carpets, but as you can see, there is quite a bit of carpet-based stuff that's doing really well. So this is all about getting the smell of dog wee and cat wee out of your carpet. Get rid of the dog smell, how to get polish out of a carpet, how to get smell out of shoes. That's like a slightly different one. How to deodorize a carpet, how to get smoke smell out of your home. You can see, potentially, if you wanted to, you could branch out into other cleaning stuff, kind of, I think, further down the road. You kind of establish yourself an authority in kind of the cleaning of carpet space, exhausted that area. There's no reason why you grow the site further into that kind of space too. And then we've got this one, Oh So Spotless, which is similar. So again, they've got the vacuuming, the carpet care kind of articles, but they've also branched out into other cleaning stuff. This one actually has taken a hit during the May update, but you can kind of see it is bouncing back a little bit as well. So what I'll say is that even though it did take a hit, you're still hitting 183,000 here according to Ahrefs. Probably want to just keep a track on that, but it was doing very well, and it's still doing pretty well. It's a DR51 again, so it's a little bit more than what we're working with. Again, not insurmountable. And if we take a look at these articles, so we've got 693 pages, and this is like quite a lot of how-to stuff here. So how to deodorize a carpet again, how to get mold out of clothes, steam clean the couch. So you can see, look at this. The volume is just huge, kind of on these, and it's really nicely spread out. It's the same as I show you on this one. Again, the traffic that this site is getting from just one page, and across many pages is pretty good there. So it's Oh So Spotless. And last but not least, Modern Castle. So this one is very vacuum cleaner heavy, vacuum cleaner robot vacuums, but they've also branched out into air purifiers and some furniture as well. They've got a few other things here. It's starting to get a bit general, actually. I didn't notice it's got like home security, home goods, mops. I guess that's cleaning as well, smart home. But generally, like the majority of it is this. And we take a look at these guys. They're doing really well. So again, a little bit higher, DR52, 231,000, and pretty much unaffected by the update there. So And I think one thing that I sort of thought was quite interesting is that about this is that you'll see that it's all money content. Like every single one is like a review or reverses or brand. So if I just kind of go into here, you can kind of see they've all got the affiliate links. They're all Amazon affiliate links, and I think this kind of I often say that I'm not really much of a believer in the ratio thing about like whether you should have a certain ratio of affiliate of info versus money content. I know people say different things, but I think it's more about the quality of the reviews versus how much of your content is reviews. This one's 100% reviews. I think there's some things I'm really interested to kind of look at further into some sites, but this one, it's got authority in different ways. So it's got its own YouTube channel here as well, where they actually buy the products, they review the products. That you can see that he's got his Modern Castle kind of t-shirt on there. If I head over to the YouTube channel, we can see that Modern Castle has 23.7 thousand subscribers. It doesn't have a whole lot of videos, but enough, I would say there. But then if I go over here to like Twitter and to Facebook as well, you can see that on Facebook they have over 6,000 people who like their Facebook page, and on Twitter they have 10,000 followers. So you know, if Google wants to look at indications of authority and how genuine the site is, the fact it's got a YouTube channel with a decent following, it's got a decent Facebook page, a decent Twitter following, and they do their own reviews. I think this all bodes well for like why maybe it's an entirely 100% review site, but it still seems to be kind of unaffected by the review update, but also by the reviews update, but also the latest update, which has affected a lot of sites. So I think it's kind of just thought I'd like to point that out. I thought it was interesting that it had so much money content, but I think the fact that it's got those other assets which kind of give it authority over and above its DR, it kind of stands it in good stead. I think that's about it. So I guess just to mention the articles that site's got. I mean, we've pretty much seen them, right? So it's got the cheapest way to soundproof a room, which is the biggest one, ironically. But yeah, most of these are kind of, as you can see, most of these are vacuum cleaner kind of reviews and stuff. So got air purifier there, but most of it's vacuum and money content, as we already established. So that's it for that one, I think.
Awesome. Good site at the end, which was doing mostly money content and doing in a good way with lots of like authority and expertise with the videos and stuff like that. Clearly buying the products.
I really think that's the way forward. I mean, you can't necessarily buy the products for every niche, but I think having a YouTube channel, having some other social channels which have got decent following, if you can get referral traffic from those as well, I think that's all going to help kind of give you credibility in the eyes of Google. And I think going forward, I think everyone's going to have to raise up the game and do a little bit of that as well. That's the way I see it anyway. But
yeah, for sure.
All right, so Airsoft Peak.
Yeah, I'm going to cover Airsoft Peak, which, as the name suggests, is in the airsoft space. So the domain's been around 9 years. DR24, 187 referring domains. Lots of niche relevant backlinks. You can see a couple there, such as Airsoft Canada, Airsoft Mexico, Airsoft Gun.ru, France Airsoft, Airsoft Milsim. So lots of niche relevant domains. And then I'll talk you through the space a little bit, because I was quite surprised really of just specifically how how small the airsoft space actually is on its own. Like, to be totally honest with you, when we looked at it, I was like, wow, there's not a ton of massive sites there. And that's a good and a bad thing. One is competition is quite low, but two is there's only a limited amount of search volume with just airsoft specifically. And I think you've got to go outside of that slightly. And I found some great ones. So the one I looked at there was blastercentral.com. It's a DR 1.2, so like almost no domain authority. They're getting 70,000 page views. I think they've got like 41 pieces of content, and it's in a hyper-related space. They cover mostly Nerf guns and laser guns, which, you know, if you're into airsoft, you're probably into those kinds of things as well. And interestingly, they have lots of review content as well, Mark, but they don't have a YouTube channel. They have a really poor About Us page. The review content looks really generic and basic. So almost the opposite of the other site, but still doing quite well. So I think that gives you an opportunity. Like you say, if you can go ahead and create those social channels and insulate yourself in a better way, then you probably got a much better opportunity about ranking Blaster Central and staying there as well during the future Google updates. So let me share my screen and go through it.
Don't forget to like. We're up to 22 likes at the moment, so we still need 13 before we can do the giveaway. So if you haven't liked already, please go ahead and like the show. Thanks.
Awesome. So Airsoft Peak, like I say, it's a DR24. You can see when it had, or when it was alive, been around for some time. I'll show you on way back, but it had organic traffic. And then interestingly, like in the last couple of months, that's come back slightly. It started ranking for keywords again. Those keywords are all airsoft related, so like full airsoft masks and maritime helmet covers, and it was an e-commerce store. So, but that's good. That just means that Google still recognizes or remembers the domain. It's still indexed a little bit. Some of the pages are still indexed, and like we talked about before, it's not always the case, but sometimes with a site that's already indexed in Google, already has some page already indexed, it can come back and be revived a little bit quicker usually. So if we look at way back, like I say, been around for about 9 years. I can see the site was live from 2013 to the end of 2020. Again, it's really hard sometimes to figure out the story of why these domains expire, why someone lets these go. But I think it's might be coincidence or it might not that COVID happened literally around the time that this went offline. So I know COVID caused a lot of problems with suppliers from China and being an e-commerce store. Maybe they had supplier issues and they decided to take the business offline. But you never really know. But this is what it looked like. So a typical e-commerce store. They used to sell combat gear in terms of helmets and goggles and glasses and pistol holders and pretty much anything you could really want from when you go and play airsoft. And then over the years, it didn't really change much. Slight update to the design. And then this is what it looked like in 2022. So, not a ton of, no real change basically in how the domain looked over the course of when it was live. Like I say, still indexed, still got some keywords ranking here. If we look at the anchor text, ordered highest to lowest of referring domains, it's branded, semi-branded. So exactly what you'd like to see. You'd like to see branded anchor text towards the top, and this has got a ton of branded anchor text. And then a bit further down, it's stuff you would expect. It's basically stuff to do with airsoft products, guns and things like that. Referring domains, there's a YouTube one there, which is from a YouTube channel, a YouTube video. We've also then got some kind of niche specific ones. We've got solarsystems.net, got Budget Light Forum, Airsoft. There's a German Airsoft site there, Airsoft Canada, and there's a couple more Airsoft ones a little bit further down. So there's another Airsoft UK one there, France Airsoft site. So lots of niche relevant referring domains, which is great. If we have a look at the best pages by incoming links, as Mark said, there's not a lot of cleanup to do with this domain. There used to be a forum page on there and a specials page and an accessories page. And these are great if we want to redirect these into category pages. For example, if we made a page about products, then we'd probably redirect this accessories page into the product category page. This index page would go back to the home page. A specials page would probably go to a category page as well. And there's not a ton for us to really look at kind of cleaning up in here, essentially. well, I say that there is a little bit of cleanup to do, but there's not a lot of content we would actually have to create. We would probably redirect these into the category or homepage where necessary. And then when we have a look at the organic keywords back in 2018, when it was ranking fairly well, you can see here that it's what you would expect. It's airsoft e-commerce products, airsoft products. So rifle stock pouch and Bowman headset and Emerson chest rig and different types of guns and helmet covers and all the kinds of things you would expect to see on an e-commerce store. In terms of competitors, this is one which I found which is doing a fairly decent job directly within the airsoft space. It's called Orange Tip Tactical. And if we look at them, they're a DR7. According to Ahrefs, getting 7,000 visits per month, and that's across 68 pieces of content. And interestingly, there's a mixture in here of commercial and informational, but lots of it is commercial content. They rank number one for, or their best page for traffic, I should say, is best airsoft sniper rifles. And if you have a look at it, the reviews are not super in depth. I don't think it's like Mark said before on the other example he gave. It doesn't strike me that they are handling these products or they're providing any other kind of info apart from what's on the Amazon page. And then buyer's guide or anything. You've literally just got a small introduction, which is kind of like this introduction bit. And then you've got a list of products with, what's that? I think this is the longest one in here with 250 words basically for each one. This one's even shorter. So, to come into the space, and like I said, there's not a lot of websites in the airsoft space specifically. So you could definitely come in and write better content on this, create better content on this, I feel, and do a good job of clearing up within the airsoft space specifically. But the other edge of that sword is there's not a ton of websites in there because the airsoft space on its own doesn't seem to be massive. That's probably why there's not a ton of sites in there. So then I looked at this website, which is called Blaster Central, and they look at laser tags and Nerf guns, essentially. And if we look at these guys, calling SEMrush, getting 70,000 visits per month. Like I say, they're a DR 1.2, been around for some time, but looks like they've really kind of stepped up their game this year in 2022 and have gone on to the traffic has grown massively. Like I say, they've got 41 pieces of content, so it's not a lot of content at all. It's pretty much all commercial content. They've got a Nerf history here, but everything else is commercial content. And what I like about this is that if we look at the individual pieces of content, so I look at this Nerf sniper rifles piece. This is their number one piece of content. They've got an introduction, like our top picks, and then a table, and then again, it's a little bit more in depth than the airsoft piece of content, I think. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's just because the layout's a bit different. So 225 words of content one. But I like the fact that they've got a little table here. I think that's nice. There's nothing new in here. They've taken this information from the Amazon pages. But I like this stuff. I think it looks cool. And then the other thing which I think they've done a good job here is they've done, and we talked about this on the last stream, I think, was with Kairos reverse silo of internal linking, where they've created like a roundup guide like this, and then they've gone in and they've created individual review pieces of content for each product that they review. So you can see here, this is check out the Nerf Ultra Ferro review. And you come on here, and then a little bit down here, there's a link back to their best Nerf sniper rifle blasters. So it links one way, and this links back to that central piece. And they've done that in a really good way. They've done it for lots of the pieces of content. You can see there's a single product review there, and there's a couple more, and they've reused the same product across multiple best of guides. So they've got a handful of best of guides and then a handful of single product reviews, and they're all internally linked through back to each other, back to the best of guides, back through to the single product reviews. And I think that's part of the reason why they've done so well with just 41 pieces of content. And also, when I was looking at the Nerf gun space, it's not super competitive. It's a little bit like airsoft. There's just more traffic there. So I would probably start with looking at Orange Tip Tactical, having a look at what their best performing pages are, going through and seeing how we can create those, but also then applying the same methodology that the Blaster site has done, where you review you've got a best of airsoft sniper rifles, and then you also review the individual rifles and link back through to this main article, because it seems to be working well for these guys. And then once you've done the best performing content within the airsoft space, move on straight away to the nerf space. And then after you've done the nerf space, you've got laser tag, and after you've done that, you've got paintball, and so on and so forth. And basically you can build it out into this more generic site that doesn't just have to concentrate on airsoft. And that's it. I'm conscious now because we are 5 minutes later than what we told Margaret that we would bring her in. So I'll wrap that up. How do I stop sharing this now? Stop. There we go.
Awesome. Yeah. So we've got a few questions. What we'll do them at the end when we're doing getting prepared for the draw for the merch. Providing we get today 5 links, of course. We're at 24 at the moment, so keep them coming. But in the meantime, we will bring Margaret in and say hello and find out a little bit more about her. Hello, Margaret.
Hello. How are you?
Thanks for waiting for us. So Margaret, you're calling from New York, correct?
Correct.
11 o'clock it must be getting 11:30 now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess just to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of when you first got into website investing, building content sites, whatever you'd like to call it, and just tell us a little bit about your journey so far.
Of course. I started my first website back in 2007. I'm actually a physical therapist and saw a need in the market to create forms and documents for pediatric physical and occupational therapists. So I started out there back in 2007. And then since then, that website has really grown significantly. And then I started another website just because I really enjoyed it. More just about activities for my own kids. I have 6 children. So that was just kind of, giving me a way to have a diary of what we were doing. And then recently I started another website where kind of for fun, where I wanted to see if everything I've learned through the years, if I did it more organized from the start, would I have better success? So that's where I am with this third website. It's kind of a side gig to see, everything I've learned through the years and trying to apply it, make it more efficient, and build it up so that it can be generate revenue from advertising and from digital resources.
Okay, awesome. So how have you chosen to monetize those sites then over the years? Like
The first site was monetized through the sale of digital documents. So it's mostly ebooks, activities, things of that nature. I do run ads on it, so I'm part of the Ad Thrive network on that site. Same with the second site, it's also monetized the same way. I also have an Amazon FBA store, so I have some monetization there. And then this site is not monetized yet. Well, I've had a few sales, but I'm not surprised that I haven't made any money because I don't have a lot of traffic. So
yeah, relatively new. Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah, that you've so I guess they must be getting decent traffic if you're on AdThrive, because that's a minimum entry.
Those sites
right?
get a significant amount of traffic, so that helps a lot. But I've also consistently been on my main site. I've been consistently blogging there, 3 times a week for, since 2007. So there's a lot of content.
There's a lot of content, and that's consistency.
Yeah,
as well.
It's consistency, but it's not, linked correctly. There's not a lot of content pillars. I write what I want to write about and what I think my readers will benefit from. I never really took a massive SEO approach to it until recently.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
How have you found that? Because obviously you were an expert in that space and it was your passion. And like you say, you just wrote about what you felt like you wanted to write about sometimes rather than write what maybe the site needed. Like how have you found that transition into structured content?
I got to be honest, I don't like it. It's more labor intensive. You have to spend a lot of time doing keyword research. it's just not as much fun as when, oh, that's an interesting, research article. I want to share about that. But I still do that. So regardless of SEO, I will still, if I think it's important for my readers, whether it's going to rank or not, I will publish it because that's the purpose of that website.
Yeah.
The current website, reflectafirm.com, that I've been working on recently, I'm only trying to do that through an SEO approach.
Yeah.
And really trying to hyper focus on low competition keywords and build it that way.
Do you have a mechanism for bringing your users back to the site then? Is that an email list? Or is it
I have an
social?
email list. Yep,
Yeah.
I have an email list, and I think right now I have over 1,000 on it. I get about maybe 3 to 6 every day added,
Yeah.
which I'm pleased with. I mean, that's not horrible considering I don't spend really more than 30 minutes a week on the website, if that. So I'm just trying to slowly build it up. But I also have to remember to email them. So,
Yeah.
I try to once a week to keep them engaged.
Interesting question on the content that you just created because you wanted to create it or you thought the readers would like that. How have you found how much traffic those typically generate versus the ones where you've gone and you've done in-depth keyword research and you've created a brief and you've included all the things needed for SEO? Like, are they generated, the SEO ones generate significantly more traffic, or
Yes,
they are?
they do. They do. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. 100%. In fact, I'm shocked this year when I really started doing a little bit more keyword research. Those are the posts that generate the most income on AdThrive.
Yeah.
Much to my chagrin, because I would rather them be the ones that I just like writing about.
Yeah. I mean, once now you've got all that authority on that site and that age, that's really going to.
Right. And I
Like,
just started
yeah.
with AdThrive. I haven't even been with them for a year because I didn't want to run advertising on the site. But now that I see how much SEO optimized articles can actually earn, it really is a whole nother revenue stream. So, I have been focusing more on that.
I'm gonna ask, and you don't have to share. What's your RPM or EMVP in the space? Just because if you say it's downloadable forms and things like that, and I only ask because I've got a site in the same space, totally different kind of niche of different forms, and it's by far the highest RPM I've ever seen. It's way over $100.
Oh no, I don't have a great RPM
Okay.
on that website. I really don't. Again, the most of my income on that website is from digital product sales. So AdThrive's nice; it's a nice bonus, but my digital product sales outweigh AdThrive. I probably earn about 75% digital product sales, 25% AdThrive. So I'm a little confused as to why my RPM is so low. I have colleagues and we'll talk back and forth, and
Yeah.
we're all a little low. We're all jealous of the cooking bloggers.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was the niche, like the type of site, because me and Mark have looked at my site and we're like, we can't really figure out why the RPM would ever be so high, essentially. And I didn't know if it was because it was like this downloadable form site, or I don't know, but clearly it's not because of that. It's because of something
Yeah,
else.
no, for me, I think it's definitely longer content. My
Yeah.
RPM raises significantly. But other than that, I don't see much of a pattern.
Who creates your digital products? Did you make those yourself, or you found a way
I
to
do.
successfully?
Most of
Okay.
them I create myself, and then I do have some vendors on the site, so that I sell other people's products as well.
Yeah.
I earn a certain, so it's kind of like affiliate marketing, but it's not because I'm selling the actual product, but I do
Yeah.
earn commission off of their products as well.
Does that mean you have to offer a level of custom support then? Because I think people are sometimes frightened to delve into that space because I don't want to. It's passive, right? I don't want to be dealing with customers and stuff.
Right. I actually upload all the documents and write the copy for their products. So they're not doing it themselves, and they don't have to deal with customer service.
No, I meant for you, like when you sell your own products, you have to deal with like
Yes,
customers and stuff.
customer service is a huge amount of my time. And that's why when I was building this new website, I really want to get it to a point where it's more passive and that I can maybe just run ad revenue on it. I do have I do have digital products for their on I do have digital products on there for sale, but the
Yeah.
ultimate goal would really be to have it predominantly get revenue from ad monetization, just because there's no customer service involved.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Have you dabbled with like turning some of these digital products into courses, like longer term stuff rather than one-off sales?
I do sell some vendor courses, not my own, and because of the nature of physical and occupational therapy, you also have to offer continuing education credits. It's a whole nother ball of wax. So that would be, if I was going to go down that path, I would have to kind of put all my eggs in that basket. And right now, it's just not something I'm interested in doing. I like doing my quick little one-offs. I have fun creating them. It's a creative outlet, and
Yeah,
but they're much lower priced items.
for sure. That's what. How did you get started in the space? And it sounded like it was just a pure passion project to start with. Did you ever think that you would make, a decent amount of monthly revenue from this? It doesn't sound like you started out with that goal in mind.
Not a No, I mean, back in 2007, it's actually kind of funny. The first digital product I made, I put it up for sale on eBay. You were allowed to sell digital products on eBay. And I put it up
Okay.
as an auction. And I thought, maybe it would sell for $5. And under like 2 hours, the bid was up to $50 for like a Word document that I had created that
Oh,
I was
wow.
using. So right away out of the gate, I knew that there was a need for resources in this in that occupation. So that was helpful. The newest website, I just started because it's kind of easy to write about. It's fun to write about. I'm writing about positive affirmations. So, if you read it or write it, makes you feel good. So when you're done, you're like, oh, I'm going to go have a good day now. So it's beneficial that way. And right now I'm using you guys to write content for me. So I've paid for the content package. I pay for that monthly, and
Yeah,
that's working out pretty well because they've done the keyword research. And again, I'm just trying to figure out, treating it as an investment. And instead of buying a website, I'm trying to build this one up using someone else to create the content for it.
for sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I was just like congratulations on the success of your other side, because like we speak to so many different people, and it always seems to be two different paths people take. Like it sounds like you've been doing this for a long time and you've got to the point now where you're making like significant revenue, but it's taken, how long is that? 17, 18, 19. How long? How many years is that? What did you say?
Well, since
2007?
2007. Yeah. So what's that? Probably
Yeah.
about 15 years. But I
Yes.
mean,
It's a long
I've been
time, isn't it?
lucky. I've been very lucky because the website was profitable from the start out of the gate.
Yeah.
So, and my second website, for a few years there, when there were 6 kids, little kids, I wasn't always posting. I was just
Yeah.
managing the first website. So I've kind of tried to revitalize that, and that's going a little bit better. And so yeah, I've been lucky that way.
Throughout those number of years, there's been so many Google updates. Like, have you seen have you experienced the roller coaster up and down of updates, hitting traffic and boosting traffic and stuff?
No,
No.
my first 2 websites have not been affected by that at all, but I don't do any sort of affiliate marketing, no best
Yeah.
of. I don't have any posts like that. So I do think just that I'm an authority in that space has helped a lot, because I do write a lot about research or very specific motor skill development. So I think that helps with me not getting hit by any sort of updates.
And last question for me, because I've cut Mark off there a couple of times. But so, what's the end goal for this? Would you look to exit these websites at a certain point in time? Would you consider yourself like an authority to be acquired by some kind of training company in the space? Like, what's the end goal?
Sometimes I feel like on a bad customer service day, the end goal is to sell. Um, but I don't know. I think it's also something that I could keep for a long time, that, my children could take over. It is, starting to get set up where, if I continue to use um, vendor products, I don't necessarily have to be creating everything.
Yeah.
If I wanted to be able to run it from a more passive perspective. But for now, It's really working out well. I create my own hours. You put in the amount of time that I can. And so no exit strategy, unless it's a bad day.
And you still work full time?
No. This is my
No.
full time. Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't. I went back and after my 5th child, I went back and I was directly doing physical therapy again for a little bit, but it was way too hard. The website already was too big at that point. So then I was
Yeah.
having to come home and juggle all the kids and be writing blog posts at 10 o'clock at night. So I didn't do that for too long. And then I just decided to focus on the website.
Makes sense.
Nice. So I know you said you were comfortable sharing the site, so I thought I would bring it up on the screen actually, so we can just look at it, because I guess you followed a similar model to your last two, where you've got digital products,
Correct.
you've got a bit of a store. So I think it'd be quite good to share with people, so they can't see what your other sites are, but they can see like your kind of the way that you go about monetizing some sites. Are you able to share any numbers around, and only the numbers you're comfortable with, about the number of sessions maybe you get from your big sites, or even any revenue numbers that you get from those? Share what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I mean, on my larger sites, multiple 6 figures. And then on this site, like I said, I haven't monetized much yet. I have a few sales here and there. I'm getting about, I'd say like about 1,800 page views a month. My goal is obviously to get up to 30,000 page views. It's very slow, much slower than my other 2 sites were. And I don't know whether that's just because I'm starting much later, but it feels super slow. And I think it's also more competitive niche. I don't know. And I also didn't realize that it was an age domain
Yeah, I was about
when
to
I
say.
got it. And so I'm not sure if that's hurting or helping me.
Yeah, I was about to say that it's been around for a while. You can see that it has. Have you checked it out in Wayback Machine to see what it was before or anything?
No.
We should probably do that. Yeah, and have a look.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be good news. So I just figured what I don't know, I don't need to worry about.
Okay, well, I won't force you to look.
Okay.
I won't do it in case. I'll have a look after that. I'm interested. But
yeah, I just picked the domain. It would happen to be available. I liked the 2 words together about self-reflection and positive affirmation, and then it turned out it was an age domain.
Yeah, like as you can see, in here, it's definitely had. I mean, obviously more recently, but for as long as Ahrefs is tracking, it's had referring domains to it, so might have been around for a while. So you've only got around 47-ish pages kind of on the site at the moment, although some of these, but to go back to the site then, so you've kind of got your blog posts, and then you've got like a productivity planner here, which I guess is a way to build your mailing list as well.
Correct.
Like a free planner. And then you've got your store here too. So this is kind of digital products, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So it's like
I added a membership to this one. I don't have memberships on my other site. It was just another thing I wanted to try.
And I guess the traffic's so low at the moment, I guess you can't really gauge
Correct.
the success of that or not.
Yeah,
But,
and I've never really launched anything to the email list. Right now, I just want to keep creating content and growing the email list before I really push out to sell.
Yeah, for sure. And because it's a DR17 already and you haven't really done anything building, I'm guessing. So you can see here that it has taken a slight knock during that May update, but marginal, right? I don't know what it looks like in analytics. It normally looks more dramatic in Ahrefs, I've been finding.
Yeah, I can't really tell if that was a knock or, the problem is my other websites completely dip in June. So to me, June to July dipping is completely normal.
Maybe because the update was around here. Actually, it's not quite the right timing. It's sort of like after, sort of in mid-June. So maybe it's not so. Maybe it's not so much actually. Just looked like it initially. About the right time.
I agree, but it is coming back up a little bit. I don't know. So again, like I said, I'm not sure if it's seasonal or.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Just normal, really. Okay. And you got the free stuff here, which I guess is these are the free PDFs to download and things, is it?
Correct.
When I clicked on them though, the PDFs are behind an email and submit your email, are they?
Correct. For some of them, the freebies, they have to enter their email and then they get it delivered. They stay right on the website when I deliver the freebie. They don't have to go back and check their email. But correct.
That's interesting because going back to the site that I have in the space, all the PDFs are on there and they're actually indexed. The actual PDFs are indexed, and that's a source of traffic. So when I saw you doing this, I was wondering, was there a reason why you went this route rather than the other route?
So you don't put them behind an email. You're saying it's available without having to enter their email?
Yeah, that's it.
I do have that for sometimes on my other websites. For this one, I don't, partially because I want to collect the email address.
Yeah,
But
for
if
sure.
you're saying that the PDF is indexable, that doesn't do me anything for ad revenue.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, it
So what I've
doesn't.
been doing is I started doing this where they enter their email. I use Mail Munch, and instead of it getting delivered to their email inbox right away, they are redirected to another page on the website.
Yeah,
And then on that page, they're able to download the PDF, and then they see other products, paid products that are related to it. So
Right.
on my other sites, it's kind of, to me, in theory, this was my
Gen.
theory, and it's definitely a theory, that they have to go all the way to the bottom of the blog post to sign up. So I'm getting ad revenue from the page. When they go to the next page, I'm getting ad revenue for a second page view. And then Google's also seeing that they're staying on my site and clicking on more pages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
for
whether
sure.
that's beneficial or not, it
Well,
remains to be
your
seen.
sites get way more traffic than mine do, so I'm going to say your way is better than my way.
Yeah, I
I've
get
already go
annoyed
back to
when
page
Google
nine.
indexes. I get frustrated when Google indexes my PDFs because that means they didn't have to enter their email and they're getting the free content
Yeah,
without having to give me anything. And some of my free content takes me a long time to create
yeah.
that I think if I'm only asking for your email address, it's a pretty fair trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I wonder if it's worth having something, because I didn't realize, because these are quite long posts. I didn't realize I had to go to the bottom to get it to start with. Might be worth just having something that says scroll down to the bottom to get you to
I do
download
have it there
something.
in that last sentence in the first
Oh
paragraph.
yeah, you
It
do
does
there.
say
Yeah,
it's at the bottom.
yeah, that's true.
So I think
Okay.
that's why I'm consistently, I'm only getting, like I said, less than 2,000 page views a month, but then I'm probably collecting, close to 100 emails a month, which I think is a lot for such few page views. My big question on that website is, would you double down and have a large amount of content created so that I kind of front end load it and pay for a ton of content to be created to boost it to get the page views up? Or would you continue with a slow and steady pace of, right now I'm doing about 10 to 12 articles a month?
So I didn't catch all of the question because I was reading the questions, so I don't know if you did, Adam. But I think you're saying, do you double down now or just slow and steady? Is that
Correct.
the question? So yeah, I mean, the faster it gets stuff indexed, the faster you're going to see the benefits of it. So if you are able to double down, then that's going to be a faster way there. There's no benefit to just drip feeding stuff like over time. But at the same time, it depends on how much of a rush are you in. Like if you want to spend only a certain amount of budget in kind of building that up over time, there's no harm in doing that either. You've got your other sites that you're focusing on as well. So that's okay. I guess it's where you want to split your time. I think once you start seeing some, now Adam and I have kind of multiple sites on the go in our portfolios, and when we see one stand out that's doing way better than the others, then we go, right, okay, now I'm going to double down like more on that one than the others, and then put more of my content budget and more of my link budget towards that site.
Okay.
But so yeah, I mean, you could carry on, or you could just dump a bunch of content on it quickly, and then just see if it really starts to gain some traction, and you see some like good results, and then you go, okay, now I'm really going to kind of double down on this one. But it's horses for courses, really. Like it's how you want to do it in some way.
No,
But
it's good advice, because my second site that I have recently, I've been putting a lot more effort into creating content pillars and again SEO on there, and I have seen quite a significant growth in terms of page views, and especially on Google Search Console. I'm getting a lot more organic traffic, so maybe I should be then jumping back over to that one and put a lot more effort into that I'm seeing that jump and keep going with that one, and
yeah,
maybe let this one sit a little bit.
yeah, for sure. That might be yeah, definitely. If you're starting to see some results, this is still such early days for like the one that you're in already. You've only got a handful of posts on there, haven't you, at the moment? 49 posts. So yeah, it's still quite early days, I guess, for that.
I have a lot more posts than that on there. I think I have more than 100. So, but maybe they're not all indexing. But according to my Google Search Console, they're all indexed.
Okay, it's just Ahrefs is not indexing
Yeah.
properly, so I wouldn't worry about that. Long as Search Console says it is, then I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, they're all indexed.
Yeah, that can happen when it's a relatively new site. I'm surprised though. I'm surprised it hasn't got more. But okay, well, thanks.
Yeah,
thanks
traffic, right. That's what I'm concerned about.
No, not more traffic. I guess more pages indexed in Ahrefs. I know sometimes that can happen when you've got a brand new site with a very few pages, but once you get to like 100 pages or so, you'd normally start to see the pages getting indexed there. It might be a sign of an underlying problem, but if it's in Search Console and it's indexed, I shouldn't worry too much.
Yeah, no, because they're all indexed in there.
But I guess that is the traffic trending upwards. It hasn't plateaued or anything at the moment. Is it still trending upwards, or is it kind of flattened out a little bit? Like
it's hard for me to tell, because in the beginning I was paying for Facebook ads, so it was boosted a little bit in the beginning. Then it went back down. Then I wasn't paying much attention. Now that I've been paying attention, it is continuing to improve for sure. It's not.
Yeah.
It has not plateaued. It's such a slow pace.
Yeah, I guess those articles are still aging in there, I guess, and taking what. So it'd be good. I guess we'll kind of see where it would flatten out to see like where you're at. But we're 1,800 a month, right? You said so.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's it's outside the bounds of normal. I wouldn't say it's like overly slow for the number of posts that you've got.
I think it's also just a much more competitive niche than my other two.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm spoiled.
Yeah. But like you say, if you've got the other one, it might be worth doubling down on that other one if that's really starting to show some signs. Now you've got 100 posts on this one, you could let it sit for a while and see what happens, and just post less frequently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Margaret, for taking the time with us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll leave you on unless you need to jump off.
Nope, I'm good.
And we'll answer a few questions. In the meantime, we have 39 likes, so we've got enough likes for the giveaway, which is good. So we'll be running that in a minute. If you're interested in some merch, make sure you type something in the chat. You can type anything. It's just the way it works. It's the way that we'll be able to grab your name from YouTube. You just have to have typed something in there within the last couple of minutes. So if you type something in now, we'll do the draw in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, we will go through some of the questions.
Should I pull them up?
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet. So we've got Tuth saying, could you please do a show on how you sell your website step by step? I know Adam would have lots of experience to share with that sort of stuff. Then, yeah, most definitely. We're always looking for ideas. I'm not sure if Chris is still watching or listening to this, but if you are, Chris, could you just make a note of this in our content scheduler? I will do some content about how to sell your website. That would be great. Alexander asks, do you use all restored content from Web Archive on such sites, or only new, fresh, own content? No, we don't use any. We don't take any content from way back. The previous owner, even though the website's been offline and is no longer registered, is still the copyright owner of that old content. And even if a website's been offline for like years, and you take it and put it on your website, there's still a risk that they come back and say, hey, this is my content, like you stole it. So no, we always recreate the content. And that doesn't mean that you can't create content that's similar. Like typically if there's a piece of content on there about, X topic, we don't take the content from way back, but we'll craft a similar piece of content to maintain the relevancy. But it's new, it's fresh, it's unique, it's our own kind of take on that rather than taking content from way back. Question from Robert. Have you heard Adam mention custom category pages a few times? How do you create these? I don't think we've mentioned this in the streams before, Mark, have we? I don't think we have.
And not that I remember particularly, but we've mentioned custom category pages, but not how to create them.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways. Like the way that we create them is to actually make a page, an actual page on the website. And then we'd call, if we're making a category page about goldfish, then we'll call the page goldfish. Use it either like a page builder or Gutenberg. You put in a block which pulls in all of the posts that it within that goldfish category. And this is important then we have them set to no pagination. Pagination, I don't know how you say that word, I never remember. So all the posts within the goldfish category are on that one page. Then we no index the default WordPress category posts, no index the default WordPress category pages. And then we add our custom pages to the site menu then. So they're the only ones that get indexed. If we have a link back to a category page, it's back to that rather than the default category page in WordPress. And the category pages, the default ones don't get indexed then. Mark, we have a mystery user asking if they can ask a question here.
You can?
Yes.
You can ask a question.
You asked this question.
That is a question.
Ask a question. Dee's asked Margaret, but I think you've already answered this one. Do you build the digital products yourself or outsource them? You mentioned that you build them yourself.
Correct. Yeah, I build them myself. Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever considered? Have you tried outsourcing them? Like, did that work for you? Or
I mean, that's the part I really like doing. So
okay.
I don't even think about it. That's the most favorite part. If I could just create, digital products all the time and not do any marketing towards them, I would love it.
That's so interesting because usually it's the other way around for digital marketers. They love getting the traffic, they hate creating the products and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I'm the opposite.
Awesome. And then Tony does the same method that you do, where puts his free ebooks behind his email kind of paywall, his email wall to build his list.
Awesome.
I think that's all the questions I had pinned. If there's anything else in there, Mark, was there anything else that came in?
No, I think this might be one, maybe. Are you doing tiered link building on your paid guest posts? I think that's not really a question for here.
Yeah.
We can pick that up another time. Aaron, if you send an email over to team@nichewebsite.builders, or contact us on the chat on the website, then you can we'll pick that up with you. In short, we don't do, on our guest posting service, we don't do tiered link building, so we don't do tier 2 or anything like that. So the quick answer is no, if you're talking about our services specifically.
Couple of nice comments. Chris, Benji's dad, welcome to the stream, man. Great episode, thank you. Some thanks for Margaret. Adrian says thank you, Margaret. And so does Dee. Awesome. It's a great show.
And Thornston as well. So excellent.
And Carly as well. Another thank you, Margaret post from Carly.
Awesome. So thanks again, Margaret. It was really interesting. Thanks for joining us. I think I had a couple. Oh no, I might miss one now.
Wait, you've got to do the draw.
Yeah, let's do the draw. I was worried that there was some more that I might have missed, but hopefully I've got everybody there. So let's bring it up. Okay, here we go. Lounge.
Lounge music.
Oh, Nirvana here as well. It's back. Tony. Oh, is it Thornston? Thornston. Congratulations, Thornston.
Good job.
Head over to the Niche Website Builders website at nichewebsite.builders. just contact us on the chat or through the contact form. We'll send you over details of the merch. You can send any sizes if it's t-shirts or anything. But yeah, t-shirts, mugs, and caps. So yeah, go over to this website and we'll get something out to you. In terms of the stream just coming up this week, we're not having a Thursday show again this week, so sorry about that. It's 2 weeks running. We're having to miss out on that, but there is the Niche Lifestyle show tomorrow, which is on Doug Cunnington's channel. It's a show that we rotate the channels between Doug Cunnington and Alex Cooper from WP Eagle on our own channel. And this week it's on Doug's channel, so you can check out the links for that in the description. And the topic is how to be happy. I won't be there tomorrow because I have a kids parents afternoon at the school, but Adam will be there. So yeah, check that out tomorrow on Doug's channel.
Give us your perspective on how to be happy, whether it's a good or bad parents' evening, right?
That's right. Hopefully it'll be good. Margaret, how old are yours? I wanted to ask you, how old are your children?
8 through 22. So
I got 3, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, it runs a big range.
Yeah, no, well, good effort. That's all I can say. I don't know how you found the time to do niche sites on the side. So, but yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, Margaret. It was really nice speaking to you.
Thank
and
you
thanks so much for sharing what you did on the stream with us.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.